Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Camilla Carrara, Project Coordinator at C.L.A.S.S. I'm really pleased to welcome you all today to the third session of the 2021 edition of C.L.A.S.S Smart Voices program, Process for Progress, Unlocking the Potential of Seamless Technology to Create a Smart Wardrobe. The session will last approximately 1 hour, of which 45 minutes conversation moderated by C.L.A.S.S CEO and founder Giusy Bettoni, and 15 minutes for a Q&A session. You can write down your questions in the chat starting from now. We will then answer them at the end of the session. I'll also leave my email address for further communications. Indeed, I kindly ask you to turn off your microphones till the end of the presentation. Moreover, as we are recording this session, I suggest you to switch off your camera in case you are not willing to appear. Now, I'm extremely pleased to present our today's speakers. Giusy Bettoni, CEO and founder of C.L.A.S.S, Patrick Silva Szatkowski, Marketing Department at Santoni SPA, Eva de Laat and Carola Leegwater, co-founders at Studio Eva per Carola, Efros, editor at Lingerie Brief magazine, Materials Brief column, Carlos Soares, certifications and sustainability processes responsible at Impetus. Enjoy the vision.
Thank you, Camilla. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, whatever place in the world. Thank you to be with us today. You decided to share some of your precious time with us to explore a new kind, a word first smart voice for C.L.A.S.S, because this is the first time that C.L.A.S.S is dedicated a smart voice to progress. Can you turn off the mic? Thank you, microphones. It's not easy, already. So I was just saying that this is a word first for C.L.A.S.S because it's the first smart voices dedicated to process for progress. What is it? When we talk about sustainable fashion, we normally think or tend to think about ingredients, and materials. And that's really important. But, we know at C.L.A.S.S, we have this holistic view that it's, that is talking about sustainability as a company, as a product, but also machine, processes that you are using in order to make this material becomes a real product. So today, we thought it was really important to look at these, smart machine performance, and today we are going deep inside on the art of making fashion sustainable. And in particular, we start today from something really special. So a seamless vision for sustainable manufacturing. Our journey today will explore the importance of technology for sure, but always linked to creativity, the responsible innovation, and also how to tell the story into the market. And that's why we have these 5 important contributors with us today, because responsible innovation, it's important, but it's also important how you do it, how we interpret the creativity, the know-how, and people is all a part of the conversation. But let's start the conversation from the beginning, Santoni and Patrick Silva. So Santoni is Italy's first sock knitting machine manufacturer, renowned for its responsible and functional engineer approach, and the global company in the portfolio of the Laat group, which operates in multiple sectors. So constant drive in research and development in machine have allowed them to shift easily between one sector of the textile field to another. That's why indeed the company revolutionary seamless machine that was at the beginning used only for underwear, it's now going into many other sectors. So Patrick Silva, responsible for the market, 15-year experience in the company, you are talking about fashion, sportswear, shoes as well, we know. Can you please share us just at the beginning, just to start, the Santoni's, DNA about the sustainability strategy? The microphone, we cannot hear you.
I don't know, you could hear me? Can
now,
you hear
yes. Yes, absolutely.
Great. So first of all, Giusy, thanks for the invitation. It's really a pleasure to be here with you and a little bit explain something more about our technology. So Santoni, as a machine builder, we already manufacture machines for more than 100 years, and we take sustainability as a very important commitment. And as a confirmation of this commitment towards the environment, we have recently received the Green Labor Award, especially for our brand new generation of machines. This Green Labor Award, just to explain you a little bit better, is a project promoted by ACIMIT, and ACIMIT is an Italian association of machinery builders. And this is like the document that identifies the energy and the environmental performances of a textile machinery. So we as Santoni and Lonati were one of the first machine manufacturers in Italy which have adhered to this initiative. So in order to use this green label, we have to comply and follow several rules. And all those rules has to be certified by an international body, which name is RINA. And only after the validation of all these rules and standards, you can be awarded with this green label. And for us, this was possible thanks to the new technical improvements that we made for our new machinery models. Like, for example, for our brand new bestseller machine, we create a machinery with around 30% higher productivity than our previous model and around 50% less energy consumption. So all this technical innovation allow our machines to have a lower environmental footprint. So this in general, I think, give you an idea of the importance in Santoni for the commitment for the environment.
So congratulations first about this latest, certification. And don't forget that certification are basically the tools that represent and carry the real value that the company has. Because if we talk about ourselves without someone that is controlling and, monitoring that these values are true, it's just greenwashing. So thanks for this information. On top of this, let's talk a little bit about the different, machines and technology quickly, just to share that it's not, we have been starting with you a long time ago about underwear and socks, but what happened, since then?
So then we have been working also for a completely new project developments. I would like later on share with you the new market that we are focusing on, especially on the footwear, where we've been launching a completely new technology.
So can you please share with us the latest one? Because I think we will have also the time to go through, some development and projects in the market about it. But let's
I would
go into the machine.
With a very with an example. So considering Santoni is right now facing this completely new market for us, because we start, as you say before, as a
Patrick, can you open the screen because it's very small? Can you put?
This is from Camilla. I think she has to.
Okay, so Camilla, I didn't know who was opening it, so that's why I'm asking you if you can put full screen.
Okay, so as I have said before, this is a completely new market and new challenge for us. So before, Santoni was manufacturing machines for the sportswear industry, for the underwear, but this is a completely new market for us. And I think in order to give you a better overview, I would like to start with this presentation showing a little bit how the footwear market looks today, and which are the challenges of this market today, and how Santoni give an answer to solve all these topics and problems. So a footwear product, a shoe industry, is a very sophisticated and very complex product. So you can understand it from this slide. So a standard footwear in Asia, it requires a lot of people and around 80 or 120 minutes to make one pair of a shoe. So we can go to the next slide and I will explain you a little bit better why this product is so complex. So here in this slide, you can understand that in order to realize one product, there are a lot of components. So we are talking about between 30 and 50 components in order to make one pair of shoe. So it's really, you can imagine how many different suppliers are involved in this process, how many logistics is behind of that. Okay, which are the main challenges today?
Oh, I missed some. I was going to show you something.
Excuse me?
Sorry, there is someone that didn't. Okay, now I think it's muted.
Okay, so at the end, which are the challenges of this traditional footwear making today? So the point is that the process is really long, and in order to be much more sustainable, you need the speed to the market. This is the key, I would say. Okay, so with how the production it works today, it's impossible to do it. For that reason, we present to the market this new technology. The name of this machine is X machine, and in this case, we reduce drastically the entire process. So we go from more than 100 operations only to 5 operations to really few components, as you can see here at the screen. So the process is much more easy. You make a completely one-piece seamless upper with no waste at all. And I will point out really this because it's unbelievable. And also the production time, in order to make one upper, we talk about really few minutes. So a pair of shoes can be made in around 15 minutes of knitting time, completely customized. We can go to the next slide. So here in this slide, you can understand how complex products really this machine can manufacture. So on the first picture below, you can notice that this is an upper that is divided in 2 parts. So you have one layer that is internally close to your feet, and there are 2 different areas, the white ones, with a completely different kind of yarn. And these yarns, after a higher temperature, will become rigid and give a support to the shoe. So instead of having much more components, you can do it directly with one operation, directly in one machine. So, so as you see here, different design can be also achieved, different logos, different embroidery effect, and of course all this to make an entire process much more, smarter and faster and much more sustainable. So we can go to the next slide. So here is like a brief explanation of why this 3D knitting is changing the ways the shoes are made. So you have one piece upper that is seamlessly made and no waste at all. So very fast from design to production. Huge flexibility in design and delivery. You reduce completely the cost and the cost of the labor also. You can do it also locally, the manufacturing process. So, I mean, there are a lot of advantages in all of that. Okay. And so for that reason, as the last slide, I think it's really important to understand the process today, because it's not only about the yarn, but the process really can make the difference. So if we are aware of what's behind the production process, you can really make the right choice for our planet.
This is so true. Thanks so much, Patrick, because that is really the core essence of the process for progress at C.L.A.S.S. And, and now we see the machine, and it's great because it's an engineer process. It's something that took time and effort, investment, and understanding as well, analysis. But now we need to go also to the next level, where creativity and the technology needs to be used by someone that I call also the chef, because it's important to understand how to use it at best. It's not just a machine that goes without any kind of input and without, a know-how. So I'm really pleased to introduce the design duo, Evan and Carola, that has worked with world-class brand to create innovative design concept, textile and sport apparel that are designed, and I'm reading because it's really an important thing, to transcend the usual functioning and aesthetic of conventional materials and bring new ways of thinking to the industry. Eva and Carola use a technique where design are the result of machine and yarn selection rather than vice versa, meaning the design process is reversed and new concepts are constantly conceived using groundbreaking machinery. So we have not to be slave, but we have to be really proactive in using in a different way, the materials. It's like a chef that has to use in the right way materials, but also the technology to make something different. So, and that's why Eva and Carola are working very close also with Santoni, and to really create and invent a new thing. Let's start with Eva, because we have two people today. It's really great. So, Eva, welcome first of all.
Thank you very much. For giving
as an expert in the field, can you share with us why the seamless technology is relevant for the new generation of wardrobe, where sustainability is key? Because, okay, technology, okay, everything, but then we need a wardrobe, at the end of the day. And that's where I think the value is lying, because we need to give a consumer something different and something better. So yeah. Can you share with us your view about this?
Yeah, good question. Thank you. Yeah, we feel there's really a need for new kind of products and textiles that are much more valuable, much more transparent, and much more tailored towards the end consumer needs and requirements. So really having a function, obviously beauty, but also a long-lasting and longevity in mind. For us, it means that's leading to products that are the opposite of a take and make industry. So something that's much more sustainable. And we feel like working with seamless technology of Santoni, we can really deliver this engineered function and design from the inside out. So fabrics that are really seamlessly engineered with a result where waste is minimized, reduced, but also function, value, transparency, and a much more efficient way of production, as Patrick explained very clearly, we are able to achieve that.
Yeah. Absolutely. And you just mentioned some of the key part of the circular economy fashion approach, by the way. So really, really important. And working on these, can you please also share your design studio, brand identity and the sustainability strategy? Because I know that you're coming from a long way here. It's not something that happened yesterday, where everybody's talking about sustainability because they have to.
Yeah, no, thank you. Yeah, good question as well. Yeah, we believe everything we do should be considered smart and functional. So it should enhance the consumer experience wearing and also usage, the comfort aspect of it. So as you mentioned, one of the starting base for us is working by a reverse process approach. So design and development is that really an outcome of yarn machine rather than vice versa. So products that are built from the DNA upwards and that really are tailored to the needs of the end consumers. Carola will give later some examples on here, what that actually means for us. But we feel by working in this way and this identity, we are able to build products from cradle to cradle rather than from a cradle to grave aspect. So really against or the opposite of a current linear take and wake process that you currently see a lot in the apparel industry. We feel the interest and the advantages of Santoni's technology is really that we are able to work in that way, that we are able to build that fabric from the bottom up, really ensuring that the value that the end consumer is needing is integrated from a functional, aesthetic, and obviously a sustainable perspective.
Also because you have the skill and the heritage and the possibility to do it, because you can manage material, you can manage design, you can manage technology, and you know exactly what the consumer is looking for. So this is really music. Eva, thanks so much.
You're welcome.
So Carola, now we have a huge expectation from you, because she turned, Eva turned the level to, we can make amazing things, Can you share with us some case histories, to clarify what Eva was saying and the fact that innovation, technology, and sustainability can go together for a wardrobe?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, we we work with the heart or the beliefs that we really want to create something that enhances people's experience when using it, when wearing it. We don't want to just make products for the market. We really want to add value to the products. And I would like to share my screen and showcase some of the steps behind it.
Thank you.
This may be familiar to some of us as an existing item, but I think it really explains the way we utilize seamless technology and why this is such an amazing technology to use to incorporate in our way of thinking. Let me see if the sharing is going well.
Yes, it will be. We are always, in stream, so.
Okay.
Great.
Can you see my screen?
Well done.
Okay, perfect. So this is an example of an analysis that we did prior to making a bra. I think bra is probably one of the most complex garments that requires different functionalities. So we did an analysis here to see which functionalities need to be placed where. So where do we need support? Where do we need stretch? Where do we need breathability? Where do we need comfort? So this is really important because we kind of take a data-driven design approach, really see where which functions need to be placed. And then I hope to go to the next slide. Oh, that's not working. That's not working. Hold on. Let me see what I need to do. Oh, I can't move you. Let me
You have
see.
to go out from the screen to move to the next slide.
I think it's because I'm in Zoom and I need to go to my own. Yeah, it works now. So here's an example of how we translate our functions into actual functional textures. So for example, at the top left, you can see where we've tried to create, or where we create texture surfaces, which will help the airflow. It's like a tunnel effect. Where we also develop rigid textures. Rigid textures give more support, especially when holding the breast, for example. Open surfaces give more airflow, give more ventilation. And by adding elasticity to textiles, it gives more stretch, it gives more compressions. So but this can combine with analysis that we did before. We can embody map together based on data-driven. And then I'm going to go to the next slide. So here you can see where we combine different textures together, which then give in one garment on a stitch-to-stitch level different functions. And you can see it's not just we don't just use the mapping like in different zones. We add a design element as well. So we really combine design and function into one garment. This brings me to the last page. So through engineering each individual stitch, we are then be able to build levels of support throughout the bra. This gives the wearer the ability to really move freely without any restrictions.
It is amazing.
Yeah, we really think this is the future, and in a way, an amazing way of using the innovation and the seamless technology in textiles.
And for me, this looked like really new solution for a contemporary smart wardrobe, where smart stands for beautiful, innovative, and responsible at the same time, because we have all the values that we have just gone through, the production and the machine, but also the way you use the machine and you drive, the creativity and the kind of design, because it's a design-driven, circular economy. And today we do not have the time, but for sure, I'm sure that we will come back, Carola and Eva, to the material part, because of course, if you put the third element that is material inside, you can get a never-ending portfolio. But today it was important to settle this. So thanks a lot, Carola and Eva. Okay. I don't know if you want to share something more about your latest things, or if you think that is already represent you.
I believe I have something else to share with the next question. I can move on straight away if that's what you want.
No, please, we have time, absolutely.
Would you like me to go ahead and share? Okay.
That's why we are here to see the next level of things.
Okay, let me just try again to share the screen again. Oh, what did I do to? Oh, yeah. So this is a collection with Woolmark that we did recently. And this we feel is really interesting to share as well, because here you can see a collection that is made with a natural material. So made with really sustainable aspect, having a natural biodegradable material, but in the same time being very functional as well. A merino wool has many functional elements. It has a natural stretch. It is odor resistant. It is breathable, and it's actually also soft to skin. I think many people may have a thought, or is maybe a bit outdated, that it's itchy, but because we've used here an ultra fine merino wool of 15.5 micron, it's actually really soft to the skin. Yes, so
the material are the same. There are generic names that we need then to go into the, your choice. So
yes, exactly. And what's also, so these textiles were made for a yoga collection. So the purpose was to act as a second skin on the body. And because of that reason, it needed to also be abrasion resistant. So we worked together with the yarn suppliers to have actually a bit of a higher twist to make sure that it was fit for purpose in that way. Let me try to see. So here you can see where we made use of the merino wool materials and designed beautiful patterns on the garment, at the same time being supportive and being functional at the same time. And of course, this could only be made possible with the amazing technology of the Santoni machines.
It looks so eco-high-tech.
I love that word. I need to note that down and use that next time.
It's great. It's great.
Yeah.
We are, working at C.L.A.S.S at a smart wardrobe. I think we are going to ask it for us. That is really representing very well.
Yeah, no, and we had great responses on the launch of this collection as well, and we really hope this is going to be the way forward, that big brands are going to make use of natural functional materials in their performance textiles, and that we hopefully have a solution that is more sustainable going forward.
Thank you so much, Carola and Eva. Thanks really for this amazing contribution. And let's go to the next level, with Efros. Really pleased because we have started to talk about this conversation last December together during the hard lockdown as well, from US and from Italy. Intimate apparel expert, sustainability activist, writer, and trend forecaster with expertise in lingerie, activewear, loungewear, sleepwear, and hosiery. 30-year careers, and I can go on with the list of brands she has been working with and working at the moment, and magazine, that she has consultancy with, and but I would like also to highlight the passion of Asi, and that's why we are really into the same conversation of bioeconomy and sustainability. So that's what inspired her to launch the material brief column. Hello, can you please mute Roberto Parenzan? It's like at school. Shut up. Thank you. Grazie. So really a lot of expertise, from different perspectives, and that's why, for me, it's really important to ask her. Asi, you have a very special view of design as a designer and journalist about these seamless, tools and how the market is perceiving it. So can you please share with us your view, what you have been living, what you think, and, and which are, the application where you have seen really amazing things. So I would like to leave you the words because it's more a narration than just, the answer to a question.
Thank you so much, Giusy. Oh my God, it's so amazing for me. It's such a pleasure to be in the company of such amazing experts, co-thinkers, creatives. So I have a little bit of a presentation here. How do I access that? Oh, here we are. Okay. And so I want to start by saying why the seamless technology is.
Sorry, Asi, can you put full screen?
Oh yes, of course.
If absolutely. You can, just because it's easier for. Okay, but fantastic. Okay.
Thank you. So I would like to start by saying why I'm so fascinated with seamless technology, especially Santoni technology, because it's the closest one that looks at garment production as it's intended in nature, because in Mother Nature, objects grow as opposed to being assembled. And it's probably the most efficient way of creating garments, because by utilizing Santoni technology, the garments are actually almost pre-shaped into the form of the body. In a position of cotton sew manufacturing method, where the waste is literally built into the process. So in following this line of evolution, the next closest to technology to using this growth process of to manufacture garments is 3D printing, which I don't think that is developed into on industrial level that well yet. And of course, in the near or far future, I foresee garments being grown out of living organisms. So going back to the Santoni Seamless, it's by default a low waste technology, which is super efficient and holds amazing possibilities in creating smart garments. So this is Mary Oxman, and she's my endless inspiration, but she operates in the stratosphere of science and technology. But for this particular discussion, her research is relevant because of two things. One, she studies processes of growing as opposed to assembling of objects. And she designs processes and ways of interaction. And I feel that speaking about seamless technology and designing using seamless technology, process is extremely important, because when technology is on that high level of sophistication, it's very important for design community to reevaluate and change their normal process of designing, to involve this technology and make it a co-designer in the process. To really fully utilize its abilities. Now, speaking about smart wardrobes, I feel like it's a wardrobe that positively informs and has positive outcome for producer, wearer, and nature. And smart garments have to follow 4 characteristics. They have to be functional, beautiful, comfortable, and responsible, both ethically and environmentally. So, and I've been always, had my eye on seamless technology, because it's one that has ability to create this body forming silhouettes. But an eye opener, and this is a little glimpse on how design process actually happens. My eye opener happened about 4 years ago at Galleries Lafayette in Paris, where I discovered this fantastic yoga brand, Yoga Searcher. And later I found out that it was designed by French designer Sandrine Schiller. And I connected with her about 10 days ago. And thank you, Sandrine, if you're watching, I'm very grateful to you for this inspiration. So when I saw this collection, what struck me was really how technically advanced it was. And there are so many different details, ombre effects, beautiful intarsia flowers, knit and logos. But after my further examination of this collection, I realized that Sandrine was using knitted services as artist canvases. And it was extremely inspiring, because I feel like the avenue of comfort and function has been thoroughly explored by activewear brands and lingerie brands for basic garments. But she took seamless technology into area of artistic expression. So when I came back to New York, I was very inspired. I did just that. I designed a collection that was based on this painting that's called The Dream. It's in Museum of Modern Art by Henri Rousseau. And
Wow.
I love this artist because he always has been painting desert and tropics, has never been to either, and was creating this amazing paintings just from his imagination. When going back to this collection, the purpose of this collection was to create multifunctional garments that are could be very could be very purposeful, could be used for yoga, for gym, but also comfortable enough to be worn on the street all day long, and combined with ready-to-wear staples like jeans or jackets. And as you can see, the legging on the right, it's a 4-colored jacquard, very intense print pattern, and it's floatless, it stretches really well. Legging on the left has this ombre effect that takes us from navy to burgundy, and the leg is kind of blooms out into open work on the bottom. And I feel that this type of development was important to take seamless into perhaps a space of luxury apparel with addition of luxury yarn, but also to create this heirloom type of garments that stay have greater longevity and stay in people's wardrobes for longer periods of time because they're so special. And I want to say a little bit tell a little bit about this collaborative process. These garments were developed at Seamless Global Solutions. It's a seamless manufacturer located in Puebla, Mexico. And I believe that this was the most exciting collaborative process for me I've ever had, because I allowed technology to kind of take my idea and bring it to a higher level. And I believe that designers really, they used to design from, it's kind of, the idea goes from design concept to manufacturer. But with seamless, sophisticated technology like Santoni, I believe that it has to kind of meet in the middle. I was able to like let go of control a little bit and allow technology to and technical team of this of this manufacturing facility to advise on the process and development of the idea, which result really surpassed my expectations. And I think this is what's important in what Eva and Carola are doing. They have ability to free experiment in the space of technology and really allow it to advise the design process. So and so on one side we have this very rapidly developing technology, and on the other side, when I look at the market, I see a tidal wave of new yarns that coming into the space, and developed by large corporations and small startups, from any agricultural waste, fruit, vegetables, or protein, as well as we have these fantastic renewable cellulose fibers developed by Lenzing and Eastman, and a whole portfolio of recycled yarns. And now everything is really available: recycled stretch, recycled polyester, recycled nylon from various sources. So to
absolutely.
Yes. So to point of Eva and Carola, and we in our conversation we mentioned cooking, and this is a perfect example of how now all ingredients are available to cook, to make or bake this fantastic, very delicious, smart wardrobe. Now, the market is ripe for this technology now, because it's starting to like realize of the outreach and capabilities of it. And the lingerie community is buzzing with about creating a bra that is comfortable, functional, and beautiful. And I think Mind excelled in this direction. And with this bra that has 7 areas of compression and support, different differential compression and support, but also it's so feminine. It depicts lace as close as it can possibly do, and it's a fantastic fantastic example of creating, coming as close to smart garment as possible with addition of sustainable yarns. It will definitely hit this mark. And it was very, and I'm also trend forecaster. I'm very interested of what designers are doing. In the during last Fashion Week, so many designers inspired and informed seamless technology from Stella McCartney here on the left, with this asymmetry of lacy patterns of different textures, to Dior with his collection, amazing collection of intarsia knits, and kind of very vintage and nostalgic. And actually all designers experiment with seamless. You see, there is from Drom and Balmain inspiration for bras, but also all the body forming silhouettes like leotards, leggings, and bodysuits are coming in to the design space. And I also think that there are even more possibilities to this technology, and it's supposed to kind of creating these garments that are close to the body, to experiment with more voluminous shapes, maybe with lighter yarns and different textures. So
sorry, Azi, you know, because you are taking us in a fantastic journey into also the future, and it's amazing. But we're sorry because we are into some tight time. So do you want maybe to say something to, you know, because it's amazing?
Yes, I'll conclude. Absolutely.
Thank you, sorry.
And I think this webinar is very important in creating, like Giusy said, these points of interaction where design meets tech. But also to look, and I hope it's just one of series of webinars that looks at seamless technologies, both Santoni and warp knitting, as the most eco-conscious and efficient ways of manufacturing that exist today. Thank you for listening.
It has been a great journey and exploration, and I can assure just right now that we will have other, you know, moments, because we cannot put everything in 45 minutes as we expected. But we needed to start and to, you know, to give a preview, a taste of what is possible to do. And we will go step by step. And Patrick, you need to support us in these with Evan and everybody. But let's go to the next step, because we have seen, you know, ingredients, we've seen machine, we have seen cooker. It has been great. Carlos Soares, sorry about my pronunciation, Carlos. Maybe it's not the right one, from Impetus. Carlos has been working in the textile industry for more than 10 years, and his career started as a product manager in the workwear industry. Strong link with quality manager and quality management, with sustainability awareness. I know you are another, you know, sustainable really believer, but also, you know, someone that is implementing it in an holistic way and not just a little stamp somewhere. Carlos, we have already had this conversation on how to use product certification or company certification. And he's responsible at the moment for managing and maintaining Impetus Portugal product certifications such as Ecotest Standard 100, GOTS, GRS, RCS, as well as a system certification such as Blue Sign system, in addition to product certification. So before going into your journey at Impetus with the seamless, we can share, you know, a video about highlighting Impetus reality.
Yes, thanks.
Okay, impressive images, because this is exactly what we have been talking about from the beginning, the wardrobe, because we need to go to the consumer, and that's what Impetus is doing, you know, every day of his life, and also with the seniors. So, Carlos, Impetus DNA and sustainability, can you share with us, you know, what does it mean, and, you know, how with Seamless you got another tool to make it happen?
Yes, sure. Well, at Impetus, we define our strategy and guide our conduct in a comprehensive context of sustainability, as we are guided by the triple bottom line concept, incorporating the social, the environmental, and the economic dimensions in the way you create and produce our products. We do this by working closely with trusted partners that can guarantee that the best available techniques and materials are applied in all production steps. To ensure that we can keep the desired objective of offering good quality products that can maintain their properties for a long time before having to be replaced. So the will to be always at the forefront of sustainable innovation, it's embedded in our DNA, which led us to be on the constant look for new technologies and materials that are capable of delivering the best possible performance without compromising our vision of sustainability. For us, it's not enough to place eco labels on our products, since the market is becoming more and more saturated with different kind of labels and certifications that only make consumers to become ever more confused about what they are really buying. So we really want to go the extra mile and provide transparent and accurate information about our products. That really demonstrates the impacts of that our products have during their life cycle, allowing our consumers to make sustained decisions at the time of purchase. So just to finish this thought, to cope with this, Impetus took advantage of its vertical structure, as we've seen in the video, and is now investing in state-of-the-art technology with regards to product circularity, supply chain traceability at every production stage. We also are investing in 3D modeling and digitalization to avoid the continuous production of samples and to be able to reach our customers faster and easier. And also waste valorization and its transformation in order to be able to reintroduce the generated waste from our production back into the supply chain to produce new products.
This is amazing. So you cover basically a very important step, that is strategies, transparency, and also measurement, basically. And you're not just talking about...
Yes, of course.
Yeah. And I like to hear, of course, it's fantastic. And you talk about state-of-the-art and machine, because ingredients is a part of the strategies, the other one, the companies behind, you know, talking about seamless, because I know that you have an impressive, I mean, state-of-the-art in terms of seamless since some time, and you are doing amazing and you know, interesting, let's say, garments that are going directly to the consumer as Impetus, but you are also cooperating with international brands to do the same. And I know that you cannot share because there is a lot of confidentiality that we will not even touch. But if you can share with us some of milestones about things that are already happening in the store and about the background on how, because you touch another very important point, partnership, you know, because it's impossible to do everything alone. So how you move and how you do, because that could be inspiring for many companies as well.
Yes, well, Impetus' journey in the seamless technology began in 1999, so it was long ago. This proved to be the right bet on our side, because seamless technology is now ever more transforming the new wardrobe. And we are investing in more production capacity in our seamless department. We are now one of the biggest seamless companies in Europe. We have more than 100 seamless knitting machines. So we have a huge production capacity. And we have a dedicated research and development department dedicated in studying new materials and structures that can be produced with seamless technology, which can be then transferred to new products for our customers. We love to put our ideas into practice and show that what can be done with seamless technology, because for us, seamless has no limits. Imagination is our limit here. Just to showcase some examples of the things that we do here. Recently, we've created hybrid products that combine materials produced in conventional circular knitting with also seamless produced materials, allowing us to obtain garments that are built for dedicated performance. Okay, many of these products were showcased at the previous editions of ISPO, where we sparked the interest of some customers in incorporating these new technologies in their products. I invite all listeners to visit our website, where they can learn more about these products that we've showcased at ISPO. Sorry. So there are some images and some information that are very important if people want to know
maybe
more.
you can put your website in the chat so that people can go and
yes.
I
will.
Please.
I will put it. I will put it there. We recently also introduced in our newest collection a range of lady seamless underwear, which is produced with micromodal fibers, combined with polyamide and elastan. This range of underwear also has a functional finish. We have jojoba oil to be able to hydrate the skin. So it's a very comfortable garment, which almost functions as a second skin. It's very, very comfortable.
So it's a massage. It's a sort of
yes, let's say so. So not only we have collaboration with our customers, but we also have a strong link with universities, not only here in Portugal, but also in other countries. Recently, we began a collaboration with Texas University in Austin, in developing wearable garments with integrated electrostimulation that will allow muscle rehabilitation of injuries and helping lack of mobility, increasing the patient comfort. And this is just beginning now, and will probably allow us to explore new dimensions in seamless garments and deliver products that are not only for the eye, but really have a purpose while being produced.
Really, very useful information to see also the next step that are coming, and please share, website and all, maybe the link to the key things, so that we can work on it all together. So we ran out a little bit of time. Sorry to keep you waiting and to rush a little bit. I knew it was a session that needed a little bit more of time, but we promise that we will come back. And for me, it's important now to go through also the kind of question that we received. So maybe Camilla, you can list them and we ask. And if we do not have time to answer everybody, we will send an email. So we will answer anyhow.
Yeah. So from Yuli, one question for all. So how do we think on knitting products as ready for disassembly, end of use circular economy? Why now?
Well, I think, as nobody is talking, I think, Yuli, if I understand correctly the question, how to go quicker to circular economy, even with seamless. Hi, Yuli. I can see you now. So in order to be easily disassembled, in order to go to the circular economy, in a circular economy approach. I think that the seamless garments are already made, on these element, because you do not have extra thing. What I think it's important to decide from a brand perspective is which kind of, let's say, regeneration of the garment, if can become a different garment or recycle into the yarn, for example, back in order to, and that depends a lot from the material that you use to make it. So it's really important, as we said at the beginning, to choose technology, yes, to choose the creativity, the design thinking, but also the materials are really important, because if we use all these with the material that is not recyclable or is not able, to regenerate, we have a limitation in the end of life of the garments, basically. Did I understood correctly? Okay, thank you.
Okay,
Next
then
one.
we have two questions about materials from Luca and Daniela. So which are the materials that can be used in seamless technology? Are there any technical limitations compared to apparel?
Well, maybe also Patrick, I think there is no limitation as far as I know, Patrick, in materials.
If not, then
You are mute, Patrick.
Well, I can answer for our
Okay, please.
on our side.
Please.
Well, there are materials that are more complicated to work with because they are. We have to be careful with the machines and the way we work with them in seamless machines. But here at Impetus, we use lyocell, micromodal, cotton. We can use a wide range of materials with our seamless machines. But of course, we have to be very careful because not all materials work the same way. So we have to be very careful while developing these products, but we don't see any kind of limitation in using different kind of products from different kind of origins, okay?
Yeah, that's the same we also see from our side, that we do not see any limitations on any kind of material or material combinations, obviously taking in mind that the materials have been engineered well for the seamless and circular technology.
And for the application, I think.
Exactly, very importantly, yes.
And the end of life and the sustainability, the performances.
I can say something more. I mean, it depends also of the gauge that our customer are using, because at the end you don't have any limitation, but in case you are using a very super fine gauge, of course you cannot use a very thick and robust yarn. So I think this is probably the limitation is the better understanding of the technology. And once you understand the gauge, then you can find always the solution and use as much materials as you can.
Okay. Then Daniela is also asking why this technology is sustainable.
So perhaps, again, I can say something more. So why this technology is sustainable? I think the best way to explain that and to understand it is with one example. So let's imagine a brand would like to manufacture, I don't know, a boxer or a sports or leggings, okay? So in this case, you have to understand first the standard production process where you have, a lot of steps and a lot of fabrics that have to be cut and sewn. And with seamless technology, this is changed drastically because the entire production flow chart will change and will make it shorter and faster, and for that reason, much more sustainable. And this because at the end, the product, it's semi-finished, almost ready and ejected piece by piece from the machine. So, for example, for a boxer or for a leggings, the product is coming outside from the machine and you need only one sewing operation. So only with this explanation, I think you can understand that it's really sustainable technology for that reason, because you cut the entire process of how to doing garments.
Okay, and this reply also covers partly the question of Royko that is asking how much is the proportion of waste on a seamless garment?
This is also a difficult question to answer because it will depend on which kind of products you are doing. For example, for a leggings, the wastage is really limited because from the machine it's coming directly a tubular panel, and only in the middle you have one cut and sew operation, so the wastage is really limited. Again, the same for the boxer. Everything is changing when we are talking, for example, for a t-shirt, because for a tubular of the body, you will not have, very little wastages, but for a sleeves, probably then the wastage will increase. So probably to answer this question, we have to focus, more deeply on about what product we are talking about.
Yeah, and to add on that as well, I think what's interesting with the technology, I think about 80% of the sustainable issues come around the design stage. And I think what's really able with what Patrick mentioned as well, the technology is high flexible. So you can really build in the engineering and the function perspective, the kind of design needs from the start and from the base up. So this really is in the hands of you as a designer or a brand or basically manufacturer in order to really tailor to, obviously, to the most best and sustainable and innovative end garment.
Okay, the next question is from Shanzi that is asking, where can we see the latest tech samples? Where can we as students learn the programming required for design? Can the company help students with prototyping of seamless design? I don't know for which company, but
you know what I can say, but Patrick can say that you know, Santoni has
I mean, we have a school department. I mean, Santoni, we are based, I don't know from which country is this question, but I mean, as you know, we are based in Italy and we are also based in Shanghai. So, I mean, depending of from where it's coming, this request, we have a department that is called the school department, where of course many brands are coming and many customers, also universities are coming in order to understand better how technology is working.
I think, you know, during the COVID, as we cannot maybe do meetings, but I know that you are doing nice education online, Patrick, in order to explain, you know, your background, you know, for students really. So
yeah. We are starting now even to organize some training one-to-one with some of our customers who, you know, request like, you know, more information on how to use the software, how to use the machine, you know, different possibilities. I mean, of course, the best solution is to be here internally in our school because, you know, we are talking about garments and yarns. So there are things that you have to see, touch and feel. And it's not easy to do it remotely, but we are trying to do our best.
Patrick, we are feeling so bad when you say come and feel and touch, because each one of the people on the video would love to run immediately and have a great coffee with you and touch and everything. Any other question?
Yes,
Camilla?
there is just one last question that is, how does technology play a key role in building a sustainable wardrobe? That was partly covered. I don't know if someone wants to add something.
Well, the wardrobe becomes sustainable by default, really, if we combine it out of seamless garments. And so seamless garment, it's already includes a very low waste, efficient technology, and smart garment in our understanding also involves yarns that are that helped circularity. They could be, you know, biodegradable, compostable. So let's take this avenue. So now we have this garment, which also, because this technology is so versatile, could be multifunctional. And now you have one garment and which replaces, you know, 3 or 4 in its function. So yeah, this I think is a great component of smart wardrobe, in my opinion.
Yep, that's all from the audience.
So thank you for everybody to have been with us for 1 hour and 15 minutes. We promise to come back, and thank you so much to our really experts today, you know, Carlos, Asi, Eva, Carola, Camilla as well, that is always with us. So see you really soon, and thanks for everything. And if people need to have any other deeper information, you know, we will be available. You have all the link on the chat. Thank you so much and have a good day and stay safe. You know, don't go to Italy now, to Santoni, because it's not yet the moment. Let's connect. Ciao, bye.
Bye, thank you.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Goodbye.